We're doing it live, late night here.
Late night.
I can help.
And I owe it all to you.
All right, Andy, we're just gonna get into the thick of it right now.
I can't handle thick things.
You're gonna learn today.
Oh boy.
So, are you familiar with Dr. Disrespect, the streamer?
No.
No? You never heard of him before? So, he's a big, huge streamer. I mean, he's been big for quite a while. He's known for, like, he has a wig, glasses, he's always on, like, black and red.
Spare me the exposition.
Whatever. So, he got banned in 2020 on Twitch, which was his main platform at the time. Got banned, just seemed kind of out of the blue, and nobody knew why, and he couldn't say why. So there was this whole thing where he's like, you know, I'm going after them legally, blah, 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 blah. Became a huge thing. Then it just died off. And then he started streaming on YouTube, and that's when a bunch of people were making the jumps between platforms. So he kind of just went there, and that was that. Just the other day, the reason came out on why he was banned on Twitch. 4 years later. He was banned on Twitch because he was using the whisper feature on Twitch to talk to an individual who was a minor. So it didn't come out that I'm assuming it's a she. It didn't come out that the individual was a minor until I think when he made the Twitch person that leaked all of this, or ex-Twitch person that leaked all of it, said that this is the reason that he got banned. And everybody was like, oh, and that's what kind of broke the story open. Well, then people started digging in. The company that he built, the game studio, cut ties with him. They were like, look, we go on our separate ways. We did an internal investigation. We've decided that we're no longer moving further with him.
Oh, he's wrecked.
So
any direction you take the story, I promise you it goes down.
That was like the big indicator, like, oh, like this is bad. So then he made a statement.
Oh boy.
On Twitter, basically saying, well, since these people are talking about it, I'm going to talk about it too. And basically said the reason that he got banned, said that he was talking to a minor and sometimes it would get inappropriate. He said there was never any pictures that were sent. There was supposedly never any intent to meet up. And it never went past that. And then he was saying, like, you know, I apologize, blah, 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 this and that. So
no, that's not enough.
He edited the tweet like 3 times. And I guess he put minor in, took it out, and then put it back in. So the whole thing has been shady from the jump. Like,
dude,
the whole thing has been shady from the jump.
You rang a bell. You can't unring the bell. You need to just own it. The best thing you can do is own it. Maybe write some long, reflective statement that shows that you understand that it's wrong.
That's basically what he did in his post. Like, he basically said, you know, about how he knows it was wrong, and he's, you know, he's not the same person that he was back then, yada, yada. But
Whatever.
Dude, look, here's the thing. The minute you do that, you lose all credibility. You're out the window.
No, well, he was out the window as soon as it came out what happened. But to your point, yes, when you start to try to pivot or explain something like that, it does not work well. The truth of the matter is, I don't care if you're a different person today than you were 4 years ago. That doesn't change that it was wrong now, and
Yeah.
it was wrong then. And you knew it was wrong then. There's no way you didn't know that. That's why you didn't want people to know about it.
You're just pivoting because you got caught.
Exactly. And if it's wrong, don't do it. Parents, protect your kids online. There are creeps out there. We aren't creepy.
The thing that doesn't, like, I will never ever understand is why.
What is
like,
the appeal?
I don't get it.
Like
I will never understand.
There are so many avenues to where you can satisfy that with legal individuals. There's no appeal to
especially, dude, you're at that. He's married.
I mean, let that be my daughter on the other end. I guarantee you he'd be in worse shape than he is now.
So, like...
he's married.
Yeah, he's a married man. So, look,
not for long.
it just, like, it doesn't make sense to me. When you're that big... Like, dude, he was partnered with the San Francisco 49ers, the NFL, Turtle Beach headsets. Like, dude, this guy was larger than life. And I get, like, when you get to that level and you just want more and more and more, you want more of a thrill, this and that, like,
that's one
you're
thing.
Always grasping for that.
That's like Tiger, right?
You're always trying to get that, but, like,
this is different.
Why go that route? How do you get to the point where you go that route? I will never understand.
Not that it makes it any worse or better. Do they know how old the minor was?
I don't know. The exact age didn't come out, but even not knowing, like, if it's it's a year under legal age.
A minor is a minor.
Say it's 17. I'm a mid-30s dude. I don't want to talk to 17-year-olds. I don't even like interacting with 17-year-olds when I have to. Because I'm just like, oh god, these stupid kids. Like, I'm at that point in my life where I'm just like, oh, these stupid, immature kids.
Well, and it's like, how do we protect kids in these situations other than just, relying on people to know better? Because clearly that doesn't do enough. I mean, look at X right now. X has approved adult content on their platform.
They've always had that on there.
Well, they have, but they're now approving it in their terms of service. They're saying, hey, yeah, you can post this.
Yeah, but, dude...
Terms of service also say you have to be 13 to sign up. That is a nightmare waiting to happen.
That's a little bit of conflict of interest if I had to say
exactly.
so. Like,
it's like, oh yes, we'll host. These.
That's just giving kids free adult content because you can just go on Twitter and then you can just go and search out whoever you choose.
Let's be honest. There's nothing that stops a child from typing in a URL for an inappropriate site and just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm 18." Now that alleviates all of the liability off of the site.
We've all done that. Like, we've all been 14, 15 and going on mom's computer and being like, boobies.com. like,
thankfully, Dick's finally bought Dicks.com, so the redirect is there, and you don't accidentally say, "I need a new baseball glove."
Dude,
Ooh!
any time that I try to go to Dick's Sporting Goods, like, online, I always go and type Dicks.com. I'm just like, this just feels wrong. Like, even though I know that that's going to pop up and not anything else, I still am just like, this feels different. But yeah, man, like, everybody's coming out of the woodwork to, get their content out of it. We are too. Like, everybody's coming out and saying, like, oh, it's, they're basically saying, yes, it's wrong. We didn't know about it. It's definitely something that we didn't see coming and definitely didn't think that he would be into that, yada yada. So But here's the crazy thing: is there are people that are like on his Twitter or his post
If
or
you
whatever.
say there are people supporting him, I'm gonna puke.
I don't think that there's people. There was before it came out that it was a minor.
He's a good dog.
As soon as it came out that it was a minor, everyone was like, "Nope, absolutely not."
That's so funny.
Rightfully so.
That happened to me once. I forget which dog we had, but I'm like, he's a good dog. And then when you turn around, he's actually out in the yard humping somebody's leg. It's like, wait a minute.
So everybody, came out and basically said, like, yeah, it's absolutely wrong. We won't be supporting him anymore, yada, yada. And there are, like, some people that he was with, like Nick Merckx, who's another big streamer. I don't know if he's necessarily as big as he used to be, but there were people going after him, being like, oh, you knew about it because you were friends with him, blah, 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 like, you're just as guilty. And he's like, hold on. One, we've played games together via online, and we took a picture together once because we were at the same event. That's the extent of our friendship. Like, it's not like we're having barbecues with the families at 4th of July. It's like
Perception, man.
He's like, we've played games together, and he's been a friend of mine, like, online, but he's like, I don't know the dude outside of a wig. Like, he doesn't know him outside of his online persona, which
I get it.
Is his whole thing. So,
show him a bit.
Which brings me to, like, so it just goes to show, like, if somebody's putting on a persona, like he's putting on a persona, he's like a cocky, like, full of himself dude as his persona, that bleeds into real life.
Oh yeah, no,
it's an extension of that person's inner self.
Well, dude, your persona on air is like that transcends.
Yeah.
The internet. That's what people are going to believe. So if you're just acting, putting on a front, all this, that's what people are going to think if they see you at Lowe's or like Home Depot or the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people see me, I'm sure they're like, damn, he's an asshole. You're right.
I've had plenty.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Like, I don't think we have a viewership that would really equate to me being seen at like Giant and being like, you're the guy from Dad's Game Room.
I don't think so.
Yes, I am. Can I help you? I just want to buy my damn frozen pizza and go home. But yeah, and the affiliation piece, like, as soon as you are in a picture with somebody or seen interacting with somebody, they have no clue what that is. Like, that very well could be like in the case of you and I, barbecues together, playing cornhole, on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It could also be, hey, I only go over to this guy's house once every 3 months, and we shoot like multiple episodes of this crap at once, and we don't really hang out much. But
yeah. Perception is definitely like, it is what they want you to believe, basically.
And real quick, I want to say this before I let you go on whatever rant you have planned. I love you. You're very verbose, long-winded. It's okay.
I am. You don't have to tell me. My wife already knows that too.
There is a special place in hell for adults who want to be intimate with children.
I agree 100%. And like, there's no excuse for it. You could not convince me that, they were so-and-so age, so they're basically an adult. It's like, no, they are not whatsoever.
Is this the Trump Biden? I mean, it can be.
It can be.
Which one of us is going to be the narcissist and which one's going to be the senile?
Here, hold on. Let's roll. We'll get into character here, okay?
Who are you going to be? Okay, all right. I got to tell you, I got an accordion here. Everything I say, I'm just going to say. There went the ratings. That basically is the debate.
You could never convince me that it's okay. You can never convince me that it's not that bad. It's terrible no matter what way you look at it. He deserves everything that he's getting. He deserves everything that is coming yet to come. Dude, he's fucking toasted. And he plans on trying to come back.
No.
He's
just dude, no. Don't even try. Somebody shut him down. Please just call it. Just like he's done. He's done.
Yeah,
you're done.
There's no space. There's no space for him at all.
You went into that little gray area that nobody touches for a reason.
You're out. You're done.
Bye. Sit down. See yourself out. Move to Guatemala.
Yeah. So that this kind of bleeds into our. Who are we talking about, Drake? No, we're talking about Dr. Disrespect, the Twitch streamer. Jack, you've probably heard of him. This kind of bleeds into the next topic here: meme culture and internet bullying. I think, like, I've been noticing if I'm scrolling through Reels or if I'm looking at like Facebook, whatever, are they called Reels too
Yep,
on Facebook?
Facebook actually, it's called Reels.
So
YouTube, it's called Shorts.
Well, I know that, Andy. Thank you for that. If I'm looking through like the Reels or any videos of that nature, or even like a comment section of a post of like a celebrity or what have you, there's a lot of people that aren't trying to make fun of the person to make fun of the person. They're trying to come up with the comment that gets them the most attention from the other people in the comment section.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like this battle for top comment, and it just turns into like a lengthy, just absolute shit show, dude. And it gets bad. Like, there was a girl that came up that was just getting into golf. Heavier set girl. And she's brave enough to record herself at the driving range hitting a couple balls. She's probably 2 days into golfing at this point. The comment section was so absurd.
Oh, dude, it's brutal.
And it wasn't to make fun of her to her face or to make fun of her on her post. It was just trying to make all of the people in the comment section be like, yeah, you won comment, or I see that comment. I noticed that. And dude,
the perfect example to what you're talking about as well, like to your point. The what does she have? Down syndrome?
No, it was just
a
heavier.
You know who
girl.
I'm talking about.
Oh,
the girl that does have Down syndrome, who is actually very pretty.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not saying that most people with Down syndrome aren't pretty. I think everybody's pretty in their own regard, but she was like exceptionally attractive to where she would get attention, and everyone just wanted to figure out how can we spin on this, the fact that she has Down syndrome and that she's hot, and what can we say about this to just find the most creative, witty remark that we can make? I can only imagine how that girl feels.
Dude, that's the thing, is like, it's not directed at the person. Like, it's not posting it to have that person see it. It's posted to have everybody that's going to the comment section. That's the thing now. It's like, oh, I gotta go to the comment section. I'm guilty of watching a reel and being like, I gotta read the comment section, because I am not even gonna try and hide the fact that I will laugh hysterically at some of the things that are said in these comment sections, because that is my humor. It is dark humor. I like dark humor. However, as a person, as a father, as a relatively kind human being, I like to think, it gets a little rough. Like, for that person, like, if they're actually looking and reading those, yikes.
Well, so that's exactly the thing. And to your point, people are posting it for everybody other than the original author. But the original author is still a human being The original author is still right there. You know, they're the one person that will see all the comments because they're gonna get the notifications for it.
But I mean, there's tons of other like accounts that will take that content and repost it on theirs, and like,
Oh yeah. And
know.
then maybe they come up, well, the OP probably never sees that. Maybe they come across it, but all the same, it's like,
so that's something to think about.
Sensitivity, maybe.
Is so if that person posts a reel, and whoever it pops up for sees it, then as it spins, other people take it, put it on theirs, and it just keeps this never-ending cycle of people taking it and posting it on theirs, yada yada. How far does it have to go down that hole before like the original poster just doesn't see any of that? I would assume it probably goes relatively deep, or not. It doesn't have to travel that far for them not to see like those comments. Because if you click on the person's profile and you see like it's you're coming across the actual person's Instagram, and you see those comments on there, or is it a reposted one where like the original poster just won't see that? I'm curious on how far that has to go, or what have you.
I think it depends on like how far they want to scroll in some cases, and then like if it's separate. That's the other thing is reposting content. Like we're hard up over here about creative rights.
Yeah.
Like if you do a painting,
I think it all depends on like the type of content that you're doing.
Does it?
With how many people can post it. I don't know how.
I mean, theoretically, it could just go and go and go. Like if I post something and then you repost what I post, and then your wife reposts what you posted that I posted, and then her friend reposts what she posted that you posted that I posted.
It's like the thing that's been circling around.
Oh God,
the Hawktua girl.
You had to say it.
I mean, dude,
spit on that thing.
Dude, it is
fucking internet, bro.
It is mind blowing.
She got fired.
How
she got fired for that?
That went.
She got fired for that.
Did she really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And her parents are mortified, which, granted, I would be too. Like, I would have a serious conversation with my daughter if that were, it's like, holy shit.
I'm going to assume that.
I can't.
Like, she's probably a college girl. She's like a college girl, right?
College, maybe like right out of college.
I mean,
no. So they were walking the bars. So she had to either be an upperclassman or just out of college.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't have to be, but
yeah. I mean, also with people making these kinds of comments on like these videos and stuff, like you have to also think of you can never trust anything on the internet. Ever. You can never trust anything. So when you see like a picture, like a reel of that girl with the Down syndrome, or you see a reel of the chubbier girl like hitting golf balls, like they put that on the internet for a reason.
Yeah, they wanted attention, they wanted to get out there, they wanted advice. So many different reasons.
They had so many reasons to post that. Now, as a person that posts things on the internet,
you don't post shit.
I'm going into that knowing that there's probably going to be some people that have some things to say that I'm not going to like. They could be like, who are those two fat guys sitting in a basement talking about nerd stuff? Or
that's an
look at
summary.
that dude in the gray shirt's hairline, like that thing's going way, way back. Or, like there's tons of things.
About that.
Stop wearing hats. There's tons of things.
Got color.
There's tons of things that like you have to expect and you have to be aware of if you post things on the internet, especially nowadays. Like back when we were kids, we didn't really have all of this that we have now, but we had to worry about being talked about in MySpace bulletins.
Yes. Well, that's also the internet. The thing with the internet is that it removes the human aspect of interaction. You're literally interacting with a computer to interact with a human.
Yeah.
So it's much easier to just forget that there's another body, heart, and brain on the other side.
Oh, you just hit a nerve there, because that is a huge issue, is that you can see, like, there are people that make some pretty, like, deep, heart-wrenching reels on the internet about really deep personal stuff that, like, maybe that's just their outlet to, like, get that out, whether it's a lost one, or the loss of a loved one, or, unfortunately, like, people could have the loss of a child or a friend or a parent. Like, there's so many, like, a pet. Like, there's so many things, like, somebody could put a big, huge reel together of just, like, people when they bring their kid home from the hospital for the first time and they're introducing it to their pet, and it shows their pet, like, bonding with their kid, and it carries on basically until that child becomes, like, a, teen, and then the dog is old, and then the dog passes away, and stuff like that. Like, there's people that put that whole span on the internet, and then people just go in the comment section and just shit all over it.
Yeah. Well,
and it's because we are so numb now to anything.
What are you talking about? Coffin? Hit the nail in the coffin there. Oh, thumbs up.
There. Like, it's...
I don't think people are numb.
We absolutely are. We're so numb to emotion at this point. 100%.
Nope.
100%.
Numb.
Imagine spending... Well, you probably do this. I know you do this because you send me 1,000 of them a day.
I only do that when I'm falling asleep.
So, spend 30 minutes... No. Spend an hour going through your reels. Watch every single one.
That's such a waste of time.
Every single one. I
time.
guarantee you the range of emotions that you'll have in that hour long, you'll hit every single one of them.
Absolutely. But again,
all in an hour span. And I'm not just saying like a small taste of these emotions. Like, you'll have the full range.
Yeah, the full gamut. Well, actually, most of my reels will probably be just snakes in Florida and some dude saying yoink. But
oh, dude, I love that dude.
He's funny. I think numb and ignorant are two very different things that present with the same indications. Are some people numb to their emotions? Absolutely. They've been through hell.
I think a lot
to get through.
I think a lot of people are just numb to the emotion, or just numb to the fact that they're interacting with an actual person.
Ignorant.
Yes.
Yes.
I guess that would be...
That's my point. Like, so numb, like, to be numb to emotion, that has to transcend beyond just the screen. You have to experience...
I'm referring to being numb on the emotions as somebody looking on the screen.
I think that just means they're emotionally immature or emotionally...
Well, I think that...
Not as developed emotionally. Like, so... Emotions are another thing.
This
another
is why.
aspect.
This is why we are not
yes.
not properly developed emotionally.
Emotions are this thing where, like, if I come over and I'm in, like, sitting here with you, I can feel when something's wrong.
Yeah.
If something's bothering you. Like, I can feel that and sometimes even, like, over the phone, sometimes there's, like, subtle nuances that I'll notice where it's like, I wonder if he's doing all right, but it's a lot harder.
You also care a ton. You also just care a ton.
That's what humanity needs.
I don't think, like, I wouldn't say it's overthinking, but you're definitely, like, if there's even the slightest thing off, you're like, you good?
I am super deep. I pay crazy attention to detail. You can call it overthinking if you want.
I don't think it's quite overthinking. I think it's more over analyzing.
But that's the thing, is caring is key. If everybody cared a lot more about people they don't even know, we wouldn't have this problem.
That's the problem.
They don't care.
They don't care about people they don't know.
And it's exhausting. I will be upfront with you. I care about every one of my friends. I care about strangers. I care about anybody I encounter. And it's exhausting. But it's why I'm here.
I've always been raised and been told, hold the door for somebody, or just generally just don't be an asshole.
Well,
just be kind to those that are out there, and it'll come back to you.
Well, I wasn't so kind last night, but
dude, I am the biggest stickler when it comes to holding the door for people.
Well, so you remember YN Chen?
Yes.
So the Orioles I was telling you about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was pitching out. I decided to pop off at him. I'm like, Chen, you probably don't hold the door for old people, you bum.
That's
so yes,
that's a huge thing for me. Is if I see an old lady, she's a mile away from me and she's making her way from her car slowly towards me, I will stand there and make sure that I hold the door for that woman. I will wait. I am not in a rush. Dude, I can wait. I will wait for you. Even if she sees me and she's like, "Don't worry, young man, I'll make it there someday," and I'm like, "I'm not in a rush,"
Exactly.
Take your time.
It's that thing, and it's holding the door. It's not just holding the door. Like if that lady was getting out of the car, having a hard time, hey, do you need a hand out of the car?
Yeah.
At the store, if somebody that's not as tall as you is struggling to get something on the top shelf, hey, can I help you get that down?
Speaking of, when I was at Ace Hardware or Home Depot, when I was picking up my tool chest, I wheeled it out. I had it. And I told the guy at the register, I said, "Hey, do you have somebody that can help me load this in my truck?" He goes, "Yeah, there'll be a guy in the parking lot." I wheel it out to my truck. I am looking around in the parking lot.
Wait.
Not a single person.
You realize he said there'll be a guy in the parking lot. He didn't say there'd be an employee in the parking lot. So he was right.
So I'm looking around for the guy, and I'm like, I don't see a dude here to help me load this in. Some guy parked his car. Parked his car.
Adventure to diabetes.
Parked his car. We made eye contact, and he looked at me and he goes, "Hey, do you need a hand with that?" I said, "If you be so kind, yeah, I will definitely take the help." He came over, we loaded it in the truck, and it was a nice positive interaction, and then we went on with each other.
Wait a minute, that was a nice positive interaction, or you had a positive interaction after he loaded it?
It was just positive all around. I was just like, "Thank you, I appreciate it."
It was a great. Gotta tell you, I've been in New York many years. It was a great experience. Greatest experience you could ever have. I like my accordion.
It was just a nice interaction between two strangers. That's all it is. That's all it takes. Just if you give me a reason to be an asshole to you, I will go out of my way to make sure that you know that you done fucked up. But if
billions and billions and billions and billions.
But if you're nice to me, I will be nice to you. That's just
can't.
That's just how it is. That's just how it's going to be.
Debate before I came here.
I don't even have any interest in watching that.
Down at the border, insulin shots for $15, $400 a month. God, what a fucking odd. We're fucked. We're so fucked.
But
I'm sorry, real quick. 3.8 billion years of evolution, and these two are who America has to choose from.
But yeah, back to the meme culture and internet bullying.
Oh, it's horrible,
dude. It's such a weird thing now.
It's just so bullying was horrible.
Just people looking for attention by other people looking for attention.
Yep, bullying was horrible before the internet. The internet came along, and it was like, well, shit, let's just double down on this and see how much we can win.
Yeah,
Fuck 'em.
It's gross. Be nice to each other. Be kind to one another.
Care about people just because they are alive.
Don't.
Unless they touch children.
Yeah, be mean to people that deserve it. But don't just. I don't know. It just feels wrong. But like I said, I can't knock that part too hard, because I do get a bit of joy out of reading some of those comment sections, because some things are just the most. It's just my humor. It's very questionable at this point. It's very, very, very questionable at this point.
It's beyond questionable.
Yeah, you're right. So, Andy, let's keep rolling with the hits here. What does it mean to truly be a parent?
I have a very unpopular opinion on that one.
Let's hear it.
So, as far as like being a parent, I think most parents out there really believe that it's their job for their kid to like them, or for their kid to be their friend.
Mm-hmm.
I hope my daughter is my friend, and she isn't now. I would say that she's my friend. She's my daughter first, my friend second. But I hope that when she's older, she continues to want to be my friend. But to be a parent is, one, you have to provide for them. You ensure that their physical needs are taken care of. Like that is foundation.
Keep them alive.
Fed, watered, keep them alive. Don't let them get hit by a car. Make sure they're safe. But the next step is where it gets tricky, and it's like, do I teach my child what to think? What's right, what's wrong? Do I teach my child, my beliefs? Do I instill those in them? Or do I teach my child how to think so they can make their own decisions and arrive at their own conclusions about the world? Albeit influencing that, we're all going to have influence on that because we have our own beliefs and bias. But if we enable our children to understand the world around them and to really be able to look at something and figure it out on their own, I think we, set them up for greater success, because and I've told my daughter this, there's going to come a day that I'm not going to be here. I'm sorry I had to say it that way. You know as well as I do that I'm right in the same boat. Not to the degree that you are, but, in a similar way. But that's just the matter of fact. It's going to happen. Like, that is the one truth that we know about life, is that there will come a day that we no longer can interact with the people that we love. And my job as a parent, from my perspective, is to make my daughter as strongly able to handle whatever this world throws at her before I can't do that. I don't think being a parent ends at 18. A lot of parents are like, oh, yeah, I got until you're 18. I have until I'm 18 to, like, really just, like, hammer it into you, because after 18, you can just be like, oh, fuck off, I'm moving to Mexico. But, ideally, if you've done a good job to that point, I think that you continue that relationship after that. You may not see them as often. You may not hear from them as often, but you can still impart wisdom upon them and, perspective. But for me, that's the biggest thing with being a parent, is teaching them how to handle the world and making sure they don't die while you're doing it.
That was such a good answer. That was such a good answer.
Well, thank you.
I expected. I'm not gonna lie. I expected that answer from you, like an answer like that from
Something
you.
Crazy philosophical.
which is why I like talking about these things with you, because we do, like, to a point, we share the same, like, values in that regard. You know, it's being a parent's tough, and finding the balance of everything is definitely the tough part about being a parent. Like doing the actual parent thing where like you're nurturing, like you're taking care of a kid, you're changing diapers, you're taking them you're laying them down for a nap, taking them to bed, like make sure they brush their teeth, blah blah. Like that's the easy part. Like that is just that's a very easy thing to do.
That's a bit of advice for parents. So I'm gonna hit this with a story. I'm gonna touch on that, and then I'm gonna get back to you. I was on the phone late at night with a guy I work with because we were working to get something done in advance of a deadline, and I found out that his wife is expecting, and it's his first child, and he was saying, you know, I understand that you're going to be up because your kid has somebody over this, you know, soon enough I'm going to have to get used to that. And he was like, is there anything you can tell me about it? And I was like, the day that child comes into your life will be forever changed.
100%.
Because it just shifts you. Like, anybody who knows love before that, your definition of love is redefined as soon as you meet that child.
100%.
It is both the most rewarding thing and the biggest struggle you will ever go through in your life. So that you haven't gotten there yet.
Well, this is where I was going with what I was saying is when you like before you even have kids, for people that don't have kids, the thing that people tell you when you like tell them that you're expecting and this and that is, oh man, it's so hard, you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to do that. Like they tell you like all of this stuff that's just like the scariest thing in the world. Like it's just terrifying. But then you actually like have you meet the love of your life basically. Like, and you hold them for the first time and you change their diaper for the first time and you start to get into these things where it's actually not as hard as everybody's saying. Like
no,
there
easy.
are like the newborn stage for sure is like a bit rough. My biggest advice for any people there, don't do it in shifts. That is a terrible idea. Don't ever let anybody talk you into that.
Shifts are horrible.
It's the worst idea we've ever had. Anyway, all of that stuff is the easy part. You know, when the things that you have to do for them, feeding them, changing diapers, you know, potty training, like all of that stuff is relatively easy. There's little hiccups here and there, but all of that stuff is actually relatively easy. It's when you get to the age where they are asking questions or they're pulling information from things that they see and they're, you know, recreating that, or they're repeating things that they hear, or they're, I mean, it's when they start to have like
fucking tired.
It's when they have a little like their little brain is just like like you can see it when you tell them something and like you watch them and they're you can tell that they're like really trying to dissect what you just said. That's when it gets hard. When you have to do the real parenting.
My boy, it gets worse.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Yeah, so like
I am well aware.
When you get into like the ages where like ADHD starts to become prevalent, if that's in like a thing for your child, that's a struggle.
And have you seen my child? It's already
there.
Well,
I'm not a doctor, but
dude, we were on the couch last night, right before bedtime. Okay, me and Alicia were watching TV. Lydia was sitting next to us, and she was watching her iPad before bed. She could sit still for maybe a fraction of a second.
my boy.
And
that's the age right now.
and I was just like she just like would sit and then like rich and then like rich around and then rich again. And I'm just like, hey, can you just sit still, please?
Yep. But to that point, like you said, you specifically said brush your teeth, which I find interesting because that's terribly important. You only get one set of teeth. However, after nearly 12 years of this crap, if there's one night that your 3-year-old is just fighting and does not want to brush their teeth, at the end of the day, letting that battle go is not going to be the end of the world.
That is my next little parenting tip. Pick your battles. Pick your battles. Choose your battles. Because that is a very, very important thing. Like, I'll give you the biggest example that I could ever give anybody. And I tell everybody this who I meet that are like, you know, new parents or are going to be new parents at some point. We were Christmas shopping when Lydia was, I believe, probably 2.5, probably like about 2.5, because she could walk. So we were in Target. Lydia, we had Lydia walking around because we wanted her to get used to walking around, and like she was still like she was walking well, but like, you know, doppy kid, 2.5. So we were like, we want her to walk around and we want to get used to, you know, having to chase after a kid. So we were like, let's let her walk around, whatever. We're trying to get some Christmas shopping done.
Pause. If you put your children on a leash,
you are the worst.
Fucking therapy.
You are the worst kind of person.
Stop. It's not a good idea. It's not a dog.
So we're in Target.
Damn it.
Lydia's running around. We're chasing after her constantly. We get to a point where we're like, okay, that's enough of that. We pick Lydia up. We put her in the cart.
Oh, that didn't work.
We put her in the cart. She's
Screaming.
throwing a tantrum.
Yep.
We're exhausted.
What do you expect? You took her freedom away.
It's the holiday.
You took her damn freedom away.
It's the holiday season.
Dude, you took her freedom away.
We're tired. So I'm like, you know what? Here. Gave her the phone with little cartoons on it. And I said, we're getting this shopping done, and we are just moving past this.
There's another lesson in this. I don't know if you're going to touch on it or not.
We got our shopping done very easily after that. I was walking past a lady, and she looked at my daughter, who was watching probably Mickey Mouse's Funhouse or Clubhouse or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
And she gave me the death stare. And I looked at that lady, and in my brain, I said, not today. You do not want to go there with me today. Didn't say anything to her. Just continued on through my night. Got everything done that I needed to get done. Came home. Boom. Done. Now.
Was that the beginning of...
Now.
Okay.
Before...
I'm going to go back to my screen.
Before... Yeah, you don't have any room to talk. You fucking the whole podcast, you're over here fucking texting God knows who. Because you can't... Your attention span is...
We'll talk about
that
later.
Your attention span is about as
it's
worse than my daughter's.
Here's the problem. I can do multiple things at once. I can listen to you, look at this, type. Yeah. I could probably cook an omelet.
Well, guess what, Andy? It doesn't look very professional when you're sitting here looking down at your phone. Okay? All right? Okay?
No, I'm not looking down. I can wait. Fine.
So... Before I actually became a parent, we were on the whole thing of like, we're not going to be those people who toss a screen at our kid, yada yada. Like, we were there.
Okay.
So then the reality sets in of like, you're now in the thick of it. Are you going to choose your sanity, or are you going to give your kid a little bit of screen time so that you can just take a break?
So here's the thing. I had my tirade about kids in YouTube a couple episodes back.
Yep.
I am actually in support of children being exposed to technology, at the earliest of ages. Because if it is simply a mobile TV, you're going to expose them to TV.
Mm-hmm.
If that's all it is to them, that's okay. Also, our children are going to grow up in a world where technology runs it. Like, it's overwhelmingly that.
Yeah.
Do you really want them to be the person at 22 years old that's like, hey, how do you open a new document in Microsoft Word? No, you don't. You need to make them familiar with it for the sake of their well-being after they are out of your house.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that I think you should just give a 2-year-old an iPhone and let them have free reign with it? Yeah, no.
Well,
and you didn't. You put on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah, I put something on for them. Yeah, I don't think she could have navigated if she wanted.
Parents have been using television to occupy their children since the damn TV became a thing. It's not a problem.
Yes.
It requires limitation, yes.
That's
for developing minds.
That's my thing is like you definitely have to draw the line because there'll be nights cuz like we let her pick up the iPad when she wants to watch it and whatnot. We don't really have those like limitations, but we will notice like, all right, that's enough of that. Like, let's do something here. Let's play with your toys, play with your Barbies. Let's like go outside. Let's do something. Like we've been looking at that long enough, and she has no problem with it.
Did you do Baby Einstein?
So we had those, and she watched a couple.
Okay.
She watched a couple of them, but I'm gonna be honest. When the things she would watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. She watched Blue's Clues. She watched Cocomelon. And she watched some like other like sing along like the sing along educational stuff. No, it was just like
Yo
random.
Gabba Gabba is amazing. They should never have ended that.
We would watch some like other random stuff,
Broby.
but she and then like that grew like into Bluey and stuff like that now.
Hard pass,
bro.
Nope.
Bluey is. Have you ever watched Bluey?
Yep. Hang the damn dog. I said it.
Dude. Of all people, I thought you would be the one that'd be like 100%.
Dude, my daughter at 11 just started watching Bluey, and I'm like, the hell is going on? No, not in this house. How are you going to watch High School Musical and Bluey back to back? The hell's wrong with you?
I would rather watch Bluey than High School Musical.
Me too, because, that's the other thing. So High School Musical, the series.
Wait, there's a series?
Yes, and it is nothing but propaganda. That is straight Disney shitting down your throat to advance the woke agenda. I'm sorry, it's true. There are not that many gay kids in one class.
Oh.
Ever.
Okay, yeah, I can...
I've been through high school.
Well, times were a little different then.
If they were gay then, they're gay now. They may not have been that openly gay, but dude, no. There's no way in a class of 30 kids you have 15 gay kids. The proportions are not like that. There are statistics on this shit that support my statement here.
Okay, Andy.
I am tired of...
Move on. Next. Next.
I love the fact that people have freedom, but I don't.
They
think
do.
I
will give you the benefit of the doubt. They do push it really hard on TV nowadays.
Right, and that is creating a false pretense for the kids and teenagers who watch that show. They look up to that. They see it.
I will give you that.
We can't do this. We can't build this idea for kids.
You have to do it in a way that feels natural. Like if you want to have it on a TV show or you want to have it in a movie,
whoa, careful how you say that.
Do it in a way.
Don't use the M word.
That feels
natural. I tried. We're toast. We're done.
Because they do, like, dude, it's insane to me how much they make it to where, like, it comes on the TV and they say it and you're like, really? You put it in, you really had to put that there? Why? What was the point?
Apparently there's a scene in that where there's these...
Doesn't matter.
Two boys...
Let's get on to the point here. Bluey is fantastic. And
Get the fuck out.
Dude, it's actually so... Dude, there are episodes that legitimately, like, get me in my feels. Dude, there was an episode where the dad was getting a new job, and they would have to move. And one kid... One of the dogs, Bingo, was really excited. And then Bluey was really sad because he would have to leave all of the memories at his house. And then the parents had to see, like, Bluey be sad and have to be like, oh, like, I don't want to leave. Like, we did this here and this here. And then it makes them remember all the things, all the memories that they have there and stuff like that. And they were like, well, yeah, like, we don't want to leave either. And, it was very, very touching. Very, very touching.
Can dogs talk?
I'm not even getting into that argument with you. So, back to...
When you have to explain to your daughter why dogs can't talk, come find me. It's not an easy conversation.
I hate you.
Why can't dogs talk?
I hate you so much.
Because their vocal cords aren't built that way. What vocal cord?
So, back to being a parent. Finding the balance of pushing your stuff on, like, your beliefs and your stuff onto your kids and letting them figure it out on their own. There's a balance to that. There needs to be a healthy balance, because if you go too far in one direction, it ends poorly for you.
Yeah,
because you have to let them decide for themselves, and you have to give them that freedom. If you give them that freedom, then you instill those beliefs of, like, they can become their own person. Well, and you are okay with that. But if you push too hard of being like, no, you need to be like this, and you need to believe this, and then they're just going to take the complete opposite and just do it out of spite.
Exactly. Kids are notorious for doing exactly the opposite of what you tell them, if they don't understand it and agree with it. If you can manage to get them to understand everything behind that premise or idea, and it makes sense to them, like, oh, hey, I don't want to walk through the kitchen with the lid off the milk because I might spill it.
Got a mustache hair.
That makes sense. To them, that makes sense. And they say, well, why don't I want to spill it? Because you're going to have to clean it up if you spill it. And do you really want to clean up the entire kitchen if you spill milk? That's not fun because it's time you can't play with your Legos. Okay, it makes sense. Then suddenly the damn kid's walking across the kitchen with the lid on the milk, and it's like, holy shit, we've had a revelation.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in, like, letting them figure it out.
Yes, let them figure it out, but also
watch them fail so that then they can succeed next time they do it. Like,
certain situations.
In certain situations. Like, I will watch Lydia do something, and I know that it's just not going to end very well. It's just not going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
But I let her figure it out. I let her just do it, and if she falls or if she trips or if she runs into something, I'm like, okay. She's crying, she has her fit. I'm like, look, it's okay, you're fine. Now, do we know why this happened? It's because of this. Don't do that. This won't happen.
Cause and effect.
It's that simple.
The last thing well, maybe not the last, but something that I do want to point out. In my opinion, no parent should ever use the words "because I said so." Ever. Because if you as a parent don't have a good reason for telling them that, you need to reevaluate what you're doing.
I think that there are instances that you just say that. So if you're trying to get them to do something and there's a reason that you're trying to get them, like I'm trying to get you to clean up your toys. Hey, can you clean up your toys? Well, why? Because it's a mess and we have to step over them to get, in and out of the room. Like, I don't want to step on them. Can you please pick them up? You have that whole battle and it's boring. It's like, well,
sorry.
Tough shit, kid. Pick them up.
Right, and that's not because I said so.
No, but there are points where it's like, I'm trying to think of like.
Let me add context quick.
The examples of like, there's stuff that just like there isn't really a reason behind it, and you're just like, look, it's just because I said so, just do it.
Let me add context quick. And to your point, that right there, out of frustration from a parent, you're just trying to get it done. You don't feel like explaining yourself. You're the parent. They're the kid. Right there. That's how it usually happens. What I'm saying is have the patience to not do that. Because if your child is worth your time, it's worth explaining to them why you need them to do something. The only time I have ever used because I said so, yes, I have. Maybe I'm a hypocrite. You can decide after I explain this, is when my child is standing in the middle of a damn street and there's a car coming and it's like, hey, I need you to come over here and get out of the street. But I'm riding my bike because I said so.
There's a lot of
when it's urgency. Like if there's urgency.
Yeah, but then there's some times where like you're just like, look, I don't feel like explaining it. Just listen to me when I tell you to do something and just do it. Like I don't feel like explaining it to you. I've explained this to you 1,000 times. I'm not explaining it again. Just do it, please.
I'm not saying there shouldn't be respect for parental authority.
Put some respect on it.
I'm just saying that you're going to get a lot further with your kid in the long run.
Well, yes.
If you avoid it. Because I, as a teenager, when I get 17, I got because I said so. I was like, because you said what? Fuck off. That did not end well. So
we do like, try to explain, and like obviously there are two different parenting styles, and naturally there's going to be between dad and mom. We do benefit from that too, because there are some things that I will try to get her to do that she just fights me tooth and nail on. But then Alicia comes in and says, hey, I'll do this. I will tell you how to do it. Let's just do it. And then she'll actually do it. And then vice versa, where there's things where, Alicia tries to get her to do something and she's like, I am going to lose my mind here. And I'm just like, just wait. And then I'll get her, and then she does it. And I'm like, cool, we got there. Awesome. So like we have that benefit. But finding that balance is definitely very key. And the other balance of that is when you're caring for your kid. There are people that are there for their kid when they need them, but there are also people that are there too much, and they're called helicopter parents. And those are what we call the worst kind. Because they are the people that will come to you at whatever thing that you're at for the kids, and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I had to do this, and I had to do this, and I had to do this, and they just wouldn't leave me alone, and they kept asking this, and they wanted this, and oh my God, I'm just so drained. And you're just like, okay.
You're a fucking parent.
Like,
come on.
I get it, but I've watched how you are with your kid, where you wait on them hand and foot. Of course they're going to be like that.
Kids are exhausting.
They are.
Done.
There are some times.
Done and dusted. It is what it is.
There are some times where I get home from work, I'm cooking dinner, and we eat, and I'm like, all right, cool. I get to just relax. Yes, I do.
You talking about like what, Lipton noodles? I mean,
Whatever we're making.
Lipton noodles.
And I've heard Daddy about 1,700 times.
Daddy.
And in my brain, I'm just like, if I hear Daddy one more time, I'm going to put my head in the oven.
Unless it's your wife that's saying it.
No, that's weird. And like, yes, that is exhausting. But when you just wait on them hand and foot, you're just going to make that much worse.
Oh, yeah.
Because they know that when they come to you, they're going to get anything they ask for.
Autonomy is a big thing for kids.
Just be like, look, I'll get it to you in a minute. Let's like go in the living room, play with your toys. I'll bring it into you in a minute. You know, if they ask for a drink, I will finish doing what I need to do in the kitchen. I will go into the living room, and I will wait for her to ask me for the drink again. Then I will go get her the drink. Or I will take her the drink. It depends on if I remember or not. But
also, make your punishments meaningful.
yes.
Timeouts are great. Timeouts are very good for young children. But as they get older, there has to be context and consequence.
You have to explain why they were punished.
Right. For example, attitude the past couple days. Not good. Not good. This morning, as a result of attitude, 7:30 a.m., Reveille plays on the JBL Flip 5. Not in her room, but she woke up. On the way to breakfast, the Marine hymn, singing every word. Very structured, very regimented. Very much like, okay, we're going to do this now. We're going to do this now. We're going to do this now. Get to breakfast. Did you enjoy this morning and the way it went? No. If you have a better attitude, I don't have to be this regimented because this morning things got done correctly and efficiently. We can do that without all of the theatrics. But I need you to, be in a good attitude to make that happen. Do you think we can do that? Yeah, I think so. Since then, gold. Pure gold.
Yeah, there was an instance.
I do like the Marine hymn, though.
I forget exactly what it was, but she did something where it was just like, that's not how we're gonna play this. Oh, she came inside and she threw her toys just straight across the kitchen. Just came in and just threw them from one end of the kitchen to the other. No. So I said, all right, you go stand in the corner. I will let you know when you're done. Because I've told her... Okay, Andy, we don't need that. You're going to get us... So... I told her, I said, go stand in the corner, because I've told her countless times to not throw her toys. I'm very big on that. So this was like cherry on top there. So I was like, all right, go stand in the corner. I will tell you when you're done. Of course, she's bawling, and she goes and stands in the corner, and we sit on the couch, and we are, watching TV, not giving her any attention, just carrying on. And my time was 5 minutes. I was like, you need to look at that wall for 5 minutes, and then after the 5 minutes is done, I will tell you to come here. I didn't tell her that because I didn't want her to know that.
Pause real quick. If you have a small child who is throwing a tantrum, do not strap them into a car seat sitting in a room. It's not safe. I have not done it. I know somebody who did, and it did not turn out well. Please don't do it. Continue.
So, she's bawling, she's turning back, and, she's trying to speak to me about something, and I said, no. I said, I don't want to hear it. Turn around. I will let you know when you're done. 5 minutes are up. I tell her, I say, come here. And she comes over and she's, she's pretty much gotten over the crying. She's still sniffling and a little bit. And I come over. I said, now, do you know why I gave you a timeout and I put you in the corner? No. I'm like, what did you do when you walked in from being outside? And she goes, I threw my toys. And I'm like, what do I tell you all the time not to do? Throw my toys. Now I'm going to ask you again. Do you know why I put you in the corner? Because I threw my toys. Now if you take that and you don't throw your toys, I won't have to give you a timeout. But if you continue to throw your toys, I'm going to have to, put you in the corner, or I'm going to have to start taking things. I'll take the iPad away. I will take toys away. And we'll have to, do that. I said, do you want that? No. Then don't throw your toys. And then I, let her go, play, do whatever she was going to do. Very important. Give the punishment. Let them feel the punishment. When the punishment is over, bring them. Don't yell at them. Don't be stern. Talk to them just very calmly. Just, look, this is why. Do you understand? Yes? And, if you want to give them a little hug or something, go ahead. But
well, and to that point with the hug, I think the one thing that's important as a parent is that regardless of what consequence you are enforcing or discipline that you're trying to provide, it is key to not withhold love from your child, regardless of how angry you are, regardless of what they did wrong. I don't care if they literally murdered somebody. You still need to provide them with affection and love so they understand that you are there and that you're not leaving, because it's very easy to damage that in a young mind.
100%. Yeah. That's a very big thing is, just giving that, whenever, Lydia is very blessed, I would say, I guess, of, living the life that she gets to live and have all the people that she has in her life. That
Dude, if I was in a 7-bedroom house this big, I'd be...
7-bedroom.
I don't know why he's laughing. I just came up this long-ass driveway.
Open the gates to my mansion.
Dude, there's a huge paver walkway out front. It's got like these ornate curves in it.
I do not have that. I have a very normal house.
So
it is not 7 bedrooms. There's a reason we are in a basement.
Yeah, your wife won't let us anywhere else.
I forgot we put our butler up in the spare room. So
Jenkins is up in the spare room?
Jenkins is now up in the spare. We have our butler in that room. We have our maid in the other room. We have our gardener in the other room, and we have our general contractor. He stays here too.
The fuck is this, Clue? It's Colonel Mustard and Professor Plum. Jesus. Was Jenkins the butler in the study with the lead pipe? Nope, you're wrong. You're out.
She has a lot of people that care for her and support her. And dude,
a lot.
To put it into perspective, she had her first dance recital. Okay, we were at the dance studio buying the tickets.
Nope, don't want to talk about this at all. You can kiss my ass.
The other parents and stuff, they were there. We'll talk about that.
I didn't get to see it. I got a video, and it was adorable.
So, we were asking like a few other people, like, "Oh, how many tickets are you getting?" They're like, "Oh, like 5. Oh, 3." We bought 18. We had 2 whole rows of the auditorium.
Tickets, and I couldn't get a single one up.
We had her grandparents, her parents, my brothers and sisters. Dude, it was
I mean, that dance studio loves you all.
It was insane. Like, I felt like bad when
Did
we
they
were.
give you volume pricing?
They should have. But we were like, yeah, we'll take 18 tickets. And she's like, the lady looked at us and she's like, okay, like, and she was looking at like the rows. She's like, do you just want these 2 rows?
Hold the heck on. Were any of those tickets complimentary?
No.
That's bullshit.
I think that the parents should have got in for free.
But yeah, they should include 2 tickets. Yeah, that's no.
Yeah.
You ain't making money off my kid performing after you just taught my kid. No,
yeah, there was it was great.
Oh God,
100%.
Here we go.
But
Was that at Red Lion?
no, Dallas Town.
Thank God.
So she has a huge support system, many people around her that love her, you know, even though all of them weren't at the recital. She, like, you know, when she interacts with you, she's very comfortable with you now. She comes and gives you a hug now when you're going to leave.
Oh, she'll just run up and give me a hug whenever. She'll ask me for drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, she's very comfortable with you now. You know, she's comfortable with the neighbors.
I mean, she was timid when I was coming over to finish this damn basement.
Yeah.
Because that was like once every, 2 months? Like, oh, we got work to do. Okay, let's do work.
No, we got it done pretty quickly. But it's beside the point.
Damn drywall.
Being a parent is definitely not as hard as people make it out to be. But
And much harder.
It does get harder when you have to actually, like, be a parent. You have to, like, influence. Like, you have to give them advice about things. You have to approach other parents about maybe situations that your kids were in or something that happened. Like, that's the hard part about being a parent.
That lady will never talk to me again.
That's the hard. That is the hard part about being a parent.
But also,
100%.
like, it gets worse. I mean, like,
I'm well aware.
I have a friend of mine who was just in court for their child. God, I could only imagine.
Like, for something bad, or?
Oh, it was truancy, but I mean, that's bad enough.
That's a weird thing for being in court with your kid for truancy.
Not going to school.
Oh, that's definitely
Like skipping too many.
That's definitely not. That's definitely not what I thought truancy was.
I think we have a dictionary problem.
That's definitely not what I thought truancy was. Okay.
Yeah, it's a situation. I mean, the child doesn't want to go to school, and that's a challenge.
It's easier than you think, but it's also much harder than you think at the same time. With the actual what I call the actual parent part, because like the taking care of them, making sure they don't stick the fork into the electrical socket, like that's easy stuff.
I mean, that's Darwin's theory, really.
That's easy stuff. Easy stuff.
If your genetics are so bad that your child's doing that, sorry.
But
I wonder that has to have happened.
What, a kid putting a fork in? Yeah, 100% has happened multiple times. We're gonna move on to the movie.
It's like the 16-year-old that crosses the battery terminals with the wrench.
We're gonna go to the movies here.
Murphy, I see Frosted Cheerios. I want to talk about that.
We'll get there. Shh.
Can we skip that year?
What year?
That one.
This one?
Yeah,
it's
so
not
bad.
the greatest,
I mean,
but
the first one's okay.
So,
we'll do it.
2011. Dude, I will be completely honest. When I was going through these movies, I was like, man, like, there's not as many like bangers in here. So we have 0 honorable mentions in here. We have Hall Pass. That was Owen Wilson.
Yep.
And I forget his name.
That movie got me slapped.
I only one of the biggest things I remember from that is when he's talking about his wife and he's saying about the fake chow.
That was the year after I got married. It came out. We saw it and it was like, so when can I get a hall pass? Bam!
The worst thing you could have said. The music never stopped. It would surprise me if you saw this movie.
Nope.
So It's a movie about a dad and his son. His son
Hard pass.
lost.
I want to get to the next year.
Just-
Hard pass.
So his son lost the ability to create new memories.
Okay.
So he can only like remember from like the last memory he has to his past. So
it's a ripoff of 50 First Dates.
They go and visit him. He's in like a special needs ish like home
That's
kind of thing.
That's probably not the best way to phrase
It's
that.
it's the only thing that I can think of like that describes like because he's not like in a hospital. He's not in like a nursing home. It's just like a place where he can basically live in like a routine. So they go and they have this routine with him.
He's in a tailored facility for his condition.
Sure, yeah. And his dad, I guess, like the kid might be like dying or something, if I'm remembering correctly, or maybe it's the dad that's starting to like he's like getting sick or something. But one of his big things is to take his son to see the Grateful Dead. And he gets tickets to go see, and they go see the Grateful Dead, and they're like front row, and they're singing all these songs, and he actually remembers it. It's a very touching movie. It's really, really good if you haven't seen it.
I mean, they could have picked a better band for it, but
It's really, really good.
cool.
We
Nice.
have Red State, which is like the Kevin Smith movie that was like culty. That was pretty good. And Warrior with Tom Hardy. Wait. Yeah, Tom Hardy's in this movie. It's brothers who
Yeah, I remember it now.
haven't seen each other in a while, and they end up fighting each other in like a mixed martial arts, whatever.
God, that man is perfect.
Who, Tom Hardy? Yeah, it's unfair. But really good movie. Out of these four, I would pick Warrior just because I've watched that movie a ton. But The Music Never Stopped is very close, just because like I watched that movie one time and I was like, this is really touching. Like it's really, really sad.
Hall pass. Because that is an absolute asshole concept that probably got a lot more than just me hit.
So 2012, we've got This Is 40, which is a hilarious movie. Paul Rudd and I forget her name. But she's hilarious. They're just getting older, clearly, and they go on the trying to be younger type of thing, yada yada. Hilarious
We're
movie.
not talking about 40.
Ted.
Yes.
I mean, dude, this
Mark Wahlberg.
this was a movie that stuck.
Mila Kunis.
Yes, that stuck around. Damn it, Jackie!
I farted and wafted it that way. How long do you think before it hits them?
That dude, when that came out, dude,
Damn it, I'm here on business.
it was so big.
Was that the one where they went down to the comedy club? The
Yeah,
improv comedy? It was like,
that was either the first one or the second one.
hey, you want to go down to the improv comedy and yell sad things?
Yeah.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah, that
You people are monsters.
End of Watch, Jake Gyllenhaal and what's his name?
That was pretty
Mark
good, but it wasn't
Ruffalo.
great.
That movie had me like at the edge of my seat. Even if I rewatch it, like it gets me going. Like not that way.
Well, I
Not
mean,
that
you
way.
said Jake Gyllenhaal, so.
Well, yeah, but that like
Have you watched Donnie Darko yet?
no.
Piece of shit.
Like that gets my heart pumping. Even though I know what's happening, like it's definitely a movie that will like make your heart rate go up. And then The Amazing Spider-Man, which Andrew Garfield was a fantastic fantastic Spider-Man, and Emma Stone played a very, very good Gwen Stacy.
I like Emma Stone.
I loved these movies. I thought they were like, this is like, I watched the Tobey Maguires, but I was like, this is kind of corny. But these were the ones that I was like, this is it right here.
Well, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man would have been way better if it wasn't Tobey Maguire.
No, I agree. I agree. Out of these four, oh man,
Ted. There's nothing better than a talking teddy bear.
I think I might have to go Amazing Spider-Man because like this has kind of become like a comfort movie for me in a way, like where I need to fall asleep. Like I'll put that movie on. Like, like
yeah,
if
so
I'm
it's the best one
since
of the year.
I need a TV to fall asleep. So
Fuck
like,
you, Thunder.
2013, we have 2 honorable mentions, and it kills me that they're honorable mentions, but the top 4 are just, you can't touch them.
Yo, if that bottom one is an honorable mention,
That is
no, there is no way in hell. That is the funniest movie to come out of that man in ever.
It's an
Dude,
honorable mention.
No, that's almost better than Titanic.
It's an honorable
No,
mention.
the midgets, no, and the Ferrari and the frickin' boat and the FBI agents, all that shit, and it's a fucking honorable. No, fuck this. This shit is fucking rigged. I'm out. Damn.
So we've got We're the Millers, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah, that one was great. That was with
Jennifer Aniston, and I always forget that guy's name. That was the no regrets. Not even one. But that's not what people.
Yes, I do know what you're saying. Thank you for continually checking in with me on that.
That's not why people remember this movie. They remember this movie clearly for the scene of Jennifer Aniston doing the little dance. Excuse me?
Let me get back on the mic. I'm back. That was a good scene. I think the best part of this movie is Emma Roberts.
Who?
Emma Roberts.
Who?
You know who. It's Julia Roberts' niece.
Who?
Whatever.
Then the other honorable mention, and like I said, this kills me to put it there, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Dude, you said it. Now you made it an honorable mention. Now it's official. You can't put it in the top 4. I am going to lose my damn mind. This is the funniest freaking movie I have ever seen. It is so drastically inappropriate. I feel bad. I feel like a bad person for laughing at it. It is so wrong. But it's stacked. Jonah Hill, Leo, Margot Robbie, Matthew McConaughey.
It is a stacked cast. And it's a fantastic movie. But these top 4 are just so good.
How often? 4, 5 times a week? Those are rookie numbers in this racket. I myself, I do it twice a day. Once in the morning after I work out.
Are you done?
No, dude, this movie is so damn funny. I literally do feel like a bad person for finding it funny. And Venice. Who's Venice? Venice. Oh no, there was some work in Venice that we were dealing with. Uh-huh.
So the top 4, A Haunted House. I quote this movie so much, and it's one of the funniest spoof movies ever.
It's pretty good.
I love in the beginning when his dog dies and he's just over the top freaking out. He buries himself. And then you see him sit up and he's got all the dirt over him. He's just crying, gripping it. And then when they have the ghost in the house for the first time, and he packs up all of his stuff, and he's like, deuces.
Deuces.
And then when
It's not even on camera.
when his cousin comes in, and I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Damn. That shit is whack.
It's so funny. Prisoners.
How the hell did this make it and Wolf didn't?
Dude,
This is bullshit. I call a recount.
excuse me?
Hi, I'm Al Gore.
Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal. This movie, like, I was glued to the TV watching this movie.
When was the last time you watched
Actually,
The
I
Wolf of
think
Wall
we
Street?
saw this in theaters.
You haven't seen The Wolf of Wall Street, have you?
Yes.
Your wife wouldn't let you watch it.
Multiple times. Dude,
She's perfect.
this movie had me just like locked in. It was so good. It's the Hugh Jackman's daughter goes missing. They're trying to find her. They can't find her. Jake Gyllenhaal's the detective trying to find her, and they find this, like, they have all these suspects. None of them are solid. Hugh Jackman, being a parent, captures who he thinks is the person that took his daughter. Turns out it was the person under their nose the whole time. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, it's so good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's fantastic.
Or don't, because you just told them exactly what happens.
I didn't tell them the twist. Lone Survivor.
Again,
This movie is stacked.
this is literally just a baseball bat to my face.
Mark Wahlberg. The dude, I can't remember his name. He was in Alpha Dog. We talked about him because he's in The Girl Next Door. There's this other dude. I don't remember his name. He's like a blonde-haired dude. He's a really good actor.
Real descriptive.
He's also in Alpha Dog, funny enough. Classic war movie based on a true story.
Hey, let's talk about
so,
that for
so
a second.
good.
You walk into a party with your girlfriend, right? And there's some dude standing there taking care of himself. What do you say?
Okay. Very, very good movie. And Out of the Furnace. Have you ever seen Out of the Furnace, Andy?
No.
Christian Bale and I believe it's Casey Affleck. They're brothers. One just got out of jail, wants to work at the mill like his dad. The other one was in the military, saw some shit, gets with the wrong crowd, and there's a huge conflict. Dude, it's such a good movie. I love this movie. Christian Bale in this movie is absolutely fantastic. Out of the four, I think I'm choosing Lone Survivor.
Hello? Hello, I am the Andy of the night. And in the name of the greatness of the Wolf of Wall Street, I will not choose a good movie from the year 2013. Consider this my public protest. Thank you. Have a good night. Yeah, fuck.
2014. We've got two honorable mentions. Mr. I've got to text people.
I'm not texting anybody. I'm trying to see if this is the one that I think it is.
What, one of the movies?
Yeah.
Nightcrawler?
No. Oh,
Well,
shit. Open
that's-
YouTube.
Nightcrawler's the first honorable mention. Another Jake Gyllenhaal movie. He plays, I don't know what they're called, but they're the dudes that are out there with like the cameras, and they're trying to capture like all the juicy details of like, you know, like police going into a building or a car crash or what have you. Really crazy movie. Really crazy. I've only seen it once, but I remember it vividly. Just being absolutely nuts to watch. Then As Above, So Below, a horror movie. Really, really good movie. This one actually was like a horror movie that made me uncomfortable. at points. It's based on like the catacombs in France. I believe it's in France.
I think so. This is actually the one I was just looking up to make sure it was what I thought it was.
Oh.
I'm cool with it being a honorable mention because there's some other really good ones in the selections. But yeah, I think it's the French catacombs that they're in. And I really love the way they named it As Above, So Below, because that's that throws back many, many, many centuries.
Yeah. And it's like, and
it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
Like, it's next to impossible to get me to be unsettled, and that one did.
This is like, it has touches of like analog horror in it, like where it's like the noises and like distorted types of stuff there.
The only other movie that I know of that really got me going this bad was and it's not even in a horror sense. Like, I wasn't scared of the other one, but the emotional reaction was 7 Pounds.
Is that the Will Smith movie?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dude, he basically plans to call it and then finds all the people that he wants to give life to. It's fucking touching.
Okay, that was...
It's like
I was thinking of a completely
He
different
literally
movie.
creates a will for his organs and then...
Okay, now...
Commit suicide by jellyfish.
I remember that now.
How beautiful is that?
So the top 4, we have A Million Ways to Die in the West. Please tell me you've seen this.
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane, absolute comedy genius. This movie is very self-aware, and it's kind of like... it's comedy in the sense of like it throws back to Blazing Saddles, which people would lose their minds if they watched that today. But this movie is just very self-aware and makes fun of itself and makes fun of the time period. The way that it does it is just fantastic.
It's the only Western that's actually better than Brokeback Mountain.
And that's your favorite movie. Gone Girl.
I love it.
Gone Girl. We actually saw this on our honeymoon. I believe we saw it twice because it rained both days we were in Cape May. Ben Affleck, really good, like, I guess it would be like a thriller mystery kind of thing where it's the guy's wife trying to frame him because their relationship went south. Very, very good. Interstellar. What an absolute mind-blowing movie that will get you going in every emotion imaginable.
That was, yeah.
Dude, when he gets the message from his daughter and he's watching the message and how like grown she is now from when he left, that was like, whoa. And then when he gets into like I guess it's the alternate like dimension where he can like see through the bookcase, that was wild. And then I think it's when he comes back, he basically sees his daughter as an old woman who's like basically on her deathbed with her kids and all that.
Yep.
Dude. Whew, that was rough.
I couldn't do that.
The lengths that this movie went to and the way that like they made this movie it's just insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me.
It's extremely far-fetched, but it grabs reality tightly.
The concept of this movie, like to think to make the movie this way and to put those kinds of perspectives in it is crazy. Like when they were on that thing trying to get like a sample or something, every minute that they were there was like X amount of years on Earth or something like that. The panic that I would have is just like, are you kidding me? let's wrap this up. Like,
Yeah, the way that it kind of played on the acceleration of time, and not the sense that time passed faster on that planet, but they aged much faster.
back home.
Well, yeah. So basically, like, if you were on that planet for a minute, you were aging in years.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like Earth would be considered, because like the concept of time, the concept of a year on Earth, an Earth year literally is just that. It's only an Earth year. If you were to go to Mars, a year is a different measurement.
Yeah.
Like it's a Martian year is longer than an Earth year. So the question is like, oh, well, if we have colonies in both places, which year do we use?
It's definitely a crazy movie. If for some reason you haven't seen it, go watch it.
So if you're on Jupiter, which year do you use? Do you use Earth
Then
year?
we have American Sniper. Definitely one of Bradley Cooper's best movies.
Might be his best.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I don't know. What was that Lady Gaga movie?
A Star Is Born. He was really good in that
he
too.
was amazing. That song gets me going.
Which one? The one that they played on the radio?
Shallows?
Yeah.
Shallow.
Yeah, dude. This was so good. So good. Out of these four, I think I'm choosing American Sniper.
My vote is for Interstellar.
It was a close one for me, but I've watched American Sniper a lot more than Interstellar. Then 2015, we have no honorable mentions, and I'm going to be honest,
I hate all these
2015 was a pretty... I struggled to find good ones. So we have Everest, which is based off of true stories of people trying to climb Everest.
Probably not the best idea.
Probably not. It's a pretty good movie. It's not a movie I would rewatch a bunch of times, but it was the only one that I could put on here that made sense.
2015 needs to be that year where it's like, hey, we can't field anything.
Yeah.
2015, the year that we did not have the Olympics.
Knock Knock, which had Keanu Reeves in it, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, it's a story of a true event that happened to him. Obviously not to the extent, but someone like broke into his house or something like that, and
it's Keanu Reeves.
I can't remember. This movie kind of made me a little uncomfortable.
Is that why you bought your doorbell?
No. This was the first time you get to see what's her face, who is very, very popular now, Anna de Armas. I think her name is. You will.
Doubtful.
Bro.
Once I show you what I'm going to show you after this.
Oh, really? We have
It ain't like that.
Southpaw, Jake Gyllenhaal, yet again. Does he make an appearance on every year here? Okay, he's not.
Southpaw was decent.
He's there. He's there.
Jake Gyllenhaal's best movie was Donnie Darko.
And he's there. Southpaw, fantastic movie. This is a really, really, really good movie. And then we have Room, which, again, is a really good movie. It's about a mom and her I don't remember if it's a daughter or a son, are basically, like, locked in, like, a shed. And that's all that they know. Or all that the kid knows. And then they finally get out. It's been a while since I've watched it. But, really, really solid movie. And again, I was struggling to find movies that were good in 2015. I'd choose Southpaw. That's what I would choose.
This is Andy again, and I'm refusing to select a movie for the 2015 time frame because I believe they were all dog shit. Thank you, and have a good night.
You have to choose one. I'm not letting you go on this one.
Office Space.
No. Pick one.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Pick one.
Which one you want me to pick? I don't know.
Pick one. Just pick one. There's 4 of them. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo if you have to.
Everest.
Okay. I feel like the next round
Do
is
not
going
peer
to
pressure me again.
The next one's going to be rough. I feel like it's going to be
It'll be gravy.
poop soup.
It'll be gravy, baby. I'm telling you to
Like
try it.
if I'm drinking milk, I'm either eating cake or I'm eating
Fuck you. Because they banned you from touching the cow's udders, right?
That's a subject for another time.
I've got nipples, Greg. Can you help me?
All right. Well, that's it. That's it, guys. That's it. That's done. That's over. Like, comment, subscribe, do the thing. Follow us on Instagram, Dad's Game Room, and I think that's about it. Say the thing, Andy. Say it.
We're Dad's Game Room.
Yeah.